Okay, we're going to do some postural exercises here. We're using the balance disc to create a little bit of height and also a touch of unevenness that would force us to engage the core. You like to do this on the corner of a bench, that way I could have one leg on either side. The key thing here is to find a height where the knees can be lower than the hip. And sometimes that might mean bringing the feet from in front of you to a little bit behind you. What this does is when I drop the knees, the pelvis tilts and I instate the natural arch in the lower back. Now my job is to hold core and stay upright. Chin stays retract, blades pinched, just like this. Okay, you might recognize this as good typing form, but what we have here is a TheraBand, and there's a few different grips we're going to do. We're going to do a close-in grip like this, and we're going to pinch the blades. Okay, we're not going to think in terms of sending the arm out. We're just holding tight and saying, hey, shoulder blades, I want you to do the movement, and the arms just go for the ride. So blades pinched. Sternum up high, chin retracted, keeping the arch in the lower back, tightening the core. It's very subtle to show on camera, but what's happening is that the blades are pinching and then slowly letting up. I'm not giving out easily. This is a counter to a lot of the forward things we do that are pec heavy, and these get inhibited in the back, and we're making our inhibited muscles now be the lead muscles. So we're asking our interscapular muscles, like the rhomboids and the middle trap, to be the lead, to take the lead here on resistance. Keep going with that. We're going to continue to get elements of those same muscles doing that work, but this time we're going to add a little bit of external rotation of the shoulder. Pec major is an internal rotator in addition to adducting the arm across the body. Hence, if we do things like this or overdevelop the pecs, or do everything in the forward plane, eating, reading, driving, computer, and the shoulders tend to get internally rotated. So we don't just want to bring our shoulder blades back, but we want our external rotators of the shoulder to be engaged a little bit more because they get inhibited when we're forward, and we're going to ask them to take on that role again of being recruited. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to have that similar grip, only I'm going to allow external rotation. I'm going to spread the arms apart. So here I go. Knees lower than the hip, keep the arch in the lower back, engage the core, pinch the blades, retract the chin, externally rotate the arms here. You should pick a distance between that you feel constant resistance, even in neutral. Even in neutral, there should be a status of pull. Do about 15 reps. Everything we're doing, repeat 3 times. Okay, so run the video back if you need to. Okay, the next is going to be at mid-level here. We're going to stretch the band out. I'm pinching the blades. I'm also lining up my external rotators in a straight line here and asking them also to engage along with the rear delt. Chin retracted, up tall. Knees lower than the hip, arch maintained, contract the core, chin retract, all of that. Blades pinched, keep it going. Core, blades pinched, chin retract. Okay, again, you do like 15 reps of that. Okay, shrug it out a little bit. One thing we could do to give those shoulders a little bit of a break, for the next thing we're going to do, we'll take reprieve and go right to our chin retractors, the muscles that keep us like this. If we have forward head carriage, these get quiesced, they don't really work. All the work on keeping the skull from flipping forward is done by the posterior neck muscles, they get overworked and tight, these get weak. So one thing we want to do is we want to retract, but we want our retractors to be strong and these muscles back here to be stretched. So at one point we do a retraction mobilization drill where we mobilize with the finger over pressure, 1 or 2 fingers on the chin, sending back, making double, triple chin as you look straight forward. You should feel a stretch in the posterior elements of the skull and upper spine. You do about 10 or 12 repetitions of these. These are chin retractions. Okay. Now that we've established an increased range of movement, now we're going to go find that increased range. We're going to retract the chin, so we're overcorrecting here again. We're going to place the band, wide band like that, behind the skull. We're going to retract our chin and keep that retracted position as we stretch our hands with the TheraBand forward here. Okay, so I'm keeping my retracted chin. I'm holding it against the threat of being taken forward by the band. So here I'm retracting and I'm pulling out and not moving my neck at all. This is an endurance-based exercise. We're going to hold this. Hold like 10 or 15 seconds. And then we come out of it. You can repeat. Okay, back to the shoulders retractions and such. And here we're going to do at eye level here with the fists. We're going to bring the arms outward against the resistance of the band. Okay. Again, these are about 10 to 15 reps here. Blades pinched, knees lower than the hip. Maintain the arch in the lower back, not hyper arch. Temper it, contract the core. Chin retracted, blades pinched. You should feel resistance even in the get-go, in the beginning of the movement, and at the end. Total resistance. Okay, shrug them out, loosen them up. Okay, next we're going to do kind of these X taffies, these taffy pulls here. Thumb up towards the sky. What that does is it engages the lower trap. And also, at the end of this motion, you get a little bit of upper thoracic spine extension. So we're resisting to make strong the spinal extensors, and we're also going after the lower trap, among other things. So we're going to thumb up towards the sky, across the body, about 15 reps each side. Remember, knees lower than the hip, keep the arch, retract the core, pinch the blades, retract the chin. Okay, we'll repeat that several times. Another thing to do is make a knot in your TheraBand, put that into a closed door post, or have a partner or somebody pull one end. And what you do is you do what we call a Pullman's press, where as the band's being pulled, you go ahead and you go up and back against that outward resistance. Okay, this is an anti-rotational core exercise. What you're inhibiting yourself from doing is rotating with the pull. You're holding your ground as you increase the lever arm here and decrease it in slow succession. You do like 15 reps of that. Make sure you feel a good amount of pull that would force you to rotate, and you have to fight. So good amount of pull from whoever's delivering the resistance. Okay, and you do the same thing other side. And repeat 3 times, just like all these things that we're doing.